You're watching KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications.
Well, this is Saturday, March 23rd, and you have entered the late overtime, where tonight I attempt to prove that even for a fast-talking sportscaster like myself, oxygen is a highly overrated commodity, as I and my badly besieged sinus cavities attempt to deliver you a quality sportscast tonight. No worries, I've got my very manly gingerbread spiced tea here to help me clear the sinuses. That's how I roll, people. That's what I do. Well, thanks in advance for your patience and your tolerance with me tonight. I can't guarantee the delivery, but the product is really darn good. We had high drama in the Quincy High soccer tournament. We've got an in-depth look back at the Southeastern 8th grade Spikers and their run to a state volleyball title, and even a little wrestling tonight. But we start on the diamond and our first chance to see one of the area's expected favorites. That is Coach Prochaski's West Hancock Titans traveling to Kinderhook, which has been one of the most reliable fields in the area early in the season. Austin Hardy, top of the first, a hard chopper to third. It's unfieldable. That sets up the Rabbit Man, Paxton Harmon. Oh, this curling double moves everybody up. And just a bit later, it's Coy Dorothy going oppo right here, going to left field. The left-handed batter makes that work for a two-run single. It's 2-0 at that point. Then it's Trevor Knipe. Call him Knipe the Swipe in this case, coming home, making it a 3-0 lead. And that's really all ace Paxton Harmon would need. You know him from the basketball court. Pretty darn good on the diamond as he struck out two of the first three batters he'd faced today. Allowed just one hit on the day, went 6 innings and picked up the victory as West Hancock looks every bit as good as Build in their first game today, winning an 8-0 final in that ball game. The second game, pretty much the same storyline with a different pitcher. In this case, Austin Hardy. As we check the score, it was West Hancock getting the 15-0 sweep in the doubleheader today, winning the second one 7-0. Austin Hardy not only with a 3-hit shutout in that ball game, he also had a couple of hits and a couple more RBIs. So West Hancock is going to be pretty darn good. How about the Pittsfield Sockies? We saw him last night. We'll see him again here today against Unity. Fifth inning, bottom of the fifth. The Sockies at this point up just 6-4, but Ethan Barrowman, have yourself a day. Flirting with the home run, just missing it, scores a pair of runs right there, and all of a sudden, it's an 8-4 lead. Your next batter right here, Mason Damon, and the first pitch he sees, he mashes out to right field, taking advantage of the short porch. And as this kid fired up, probably didn't make any friends in Mendon after the celebration at the plate, but he did in fact hit the first home run we've seen this season. Good stuff from Mason Damon. More on him in a second. Later in the frame, Adam Church would double to keep the merry-go-round spinning in this one. That brings up Brett Layer, who's going to come up and do some really nice, effective hitting in this one with the RBI single, extending the lead out to 10-4. Dalton Butler in on relief on the hill and doing a magnificent job shutting down Unity after the early 4 runs in this game. Mr. Butler was flat dealing from here on out, going high in the strike zone right there for the strikeout, and that brings Ethan Barrowman back to the plate. And man, did he have a day today. 7, count them, 7 ribbies on the day, including 2 more on this 2-run double at this point, one of his 2 doubles on the day. Made it 13-4, so Mason Damon a chance to come up and hit the walk-off, and he's going to torment Mendon Unity one more time, straight back up the spine, and that's going to complete the 14-4 victory today for the Pittsfield Sockies as they continue to win. John Schultz's team looking pretty good in the early season. Other scores to pass along on the day. We've talked a lot about how good Quincy Notre Dame potentially is going to be. They opened with a loss to a very good Helias team due to the Raiders today, but bounced back nicely in the nightcap and beat Kirksville. Final count in that one was 6-0. Bailey and Chapel with a combined shutout in that ball game. Also today, the Macomb Bombers victorious as they beat Abingdon. Reed Sprinkle gets the victory. Brett Taylor today with the save. At the Carrollton cluster, Griggsville Perry, too much for Lebanon and too much for Carrollton. Griggsville off to a very nice start after not being able to get out of the gate because of a wet field and wet field conditions. Illini West struggles in Zach Houston's debut today against a really good Sherrard team, 10-0 in the first game, but the Chargers do bounce back and win the second one. 2-0 was your final in that ball game. Nice ball game in that one from Braxton Squire. Over in Missouri, Highland a winner 12-11 today. Over in Monroe City, strange pitching stat line for Dakota Sparks. He gave up no hits on the day, ended up starting and then coming back in to save himself, so to speak. Picked up the victory. Again, a lot of errors, some mistakes, some pitchers with some control problems after Dakota Sparks, but he does show some fortitude coming back to the mound and picking up the victory for the Highland Cougars. Mark Twain, though, gets a great day today from Douglas Camden in beating Highland 8-2. And just to complete the round-robin fun today, it was Louisiana knocking off Mark Twain. Final count in that one was 9-1. Let's do some softball now. Quincy Notre Dame at home, playing for the first time against Ulliman. Game 1 of a twin bill today. Mary Beth Hugenberg going to slap this double to left field. Kristen Gengenbacher is going to score, and Quincy Notre Dame has its first run of the young season. Same inning, 2 aboard for Allison Tappy, and if your last name is Tappy, you better be able to swing a bat. She certainly can. Going right back up the middle right here. Hugenberg and Cass getting Gengenbacher score. Quincy Notre Dame's lead 3-0. Ulliman struck back, though. Bases clearing double right here ties the game at 3 in the top of the third. The Lady Raiders are going to respond. Great stuff right here by nice piece of hitting by Jenny Polak, who does some nice work right there, gets that done, and she just misses the home run. That's a double instead. Jenny Polak, I should say. Then it's Miss Tappy stepping up to the plate again. She delivers one right here, right down the right field line. The runner scores 4-3 Q&D. They're never going to look back. Remember Jenny Polak's name. She's going to be a really good one as well. Allison Tappy, big day today for her. Quincy Notre Dame wins the first game of the Twin Bill 7-3. Second game doesn't go very well, however, for the Lady Raiders. In 9 innings, a 5 spot in the top of the 9th proves their undoing. 12-7 is your final in that ball game. Aubrey Venverlo, though, in that game had a pair of triples. Her 99th and 100th career hit, so congratulations to her. Illini West taking on Orion in softball today. Game 2 of a doubleheader. The Chargers in the 6th leading 5-4. Mackenzie Harriman right here with a single right back up the middle, and that would set the table for Miss Shelby White. Ground ball to short, gets through cleanly, and, well, not really cleanly, but it's got that kind of tricky effect that scores a run. Good for her, and then more to come right here. Orion would end the threat, still 6-4. How about some nice late inning work here by Madison Schuster? She gets a strikeout looking in the 7th, and another to end the threat even more. Illini West with a sweep in the doubleheader today. 9-0 in the first game was your final. We'll give you the second score in just a second. Let us take you first to the Quincy High Invitational. Macomb taking on Plains in this one. Macomb down 4-0, but about to get loose. Emma Bozarth with the single to right center field. Justine LaSure would score, and that lead had been cut down to 4-1. Same inning, Skylar Mueller going to single to left field. Morgan Beck going to come home, and all of a sudden Plains' lead had been cut to 4-2 in this game. Plains would take a 7-2 lead into the 6th inning in this ball game. Macomb still showing plenty of fight. Zoe Lambert singling to right center field. 2 runs would score in this one, 7-4 Plains at this point. Then Jenna Kelso would drive in 2 more. Macomb to within 7-6. Couldn't get any closer today. That's how Macomb finishes against Plains. 7-6 was your final in the loss. How about Griggsville Perry taking on Jacksonville today? Mackenzie Vose ending the first inning here with a strikeout. She is a darn effective pitcher on the hill. And Griggsville Perry's offense does what it do. It comes to life in this one. Top of the second. How about Lindsey Hobson smashing a home run right here to right field, tying the game up at 4 apiece. Ross, you didn't tell me you had a home run. Good stuff there, buddy. Your first of the season, you're on the board in the home run contest. We're tied at 1 apiece, by the way. Hannah DeWitt then going to step to the plate, doubling here to left field. Kenzie Flowers, the outstanding freshman, would score on that one. 5-4 Griggsville Perry. And then in the 3rd inning, Flowers again would single to right. Rachel Smith and Miss Hobson would score. It's 8-4 Griggsville Perry. Griggsville Perry picks up the win in that one, going away. More on Miss Flowers in just a second, because she had a really good start to her career today as well. One more set of highlights to show you from the Quincy High Invitational. West Hancock and Macomb back at it. Those Macomb girls, I found out today, at least one of them knows how to do the dance, the twerk. I don't know what that is, but I caught her accidentally on camera. She wasn't too happy with me. Allison DeWald right here, double into center field. 1 run scores there, and West Hancock about to get things a-spinning. Shelby Kaler, double into left center. That's going to score Allison DeWald. Then Alexis Dooley. It's her turn to play the star. Another RBI single in this one to score Miss Kaler. The Titan Bats, very, very effective in this ball game, and Kaler was good in the squared circle. Not really the squared circle, the round circle, I should say. This isn't wrestling, Chris. It's softball. And in the round circle, Miss Kaler got the job done. She ends the game with a K, actually back-to-back Ks to cap off a 15-0 victory in just 3 innings. More scores for you. I mentioned Illini West, the first game of their doubleheader today. They beat Orion 6-4. Now back to the invite. Jacksonville, an 8-5 winner over Plains today, and a 10-6 winner over Quincy High School, which did not have a very good day on its home floor, or its home field, I should say. More on that in a second. How about Griggsville Perry beating up on Quincy High as well, 16-5. Mackenzie Flowers, who's a freshman, first at bat, first hit, as a varsity player. 2-run home run, 16-5 was your final there. Quincy High will get better early in the season. Very talented team, just struggled a bit today against some really good teams. Macomb also a winner today over Griggsville, 7-4. That's a bit of an upset, but a good quality win for the Lady Bombers. And West Hancock filled today by Pleasant Plains. Final in that game was 7-9. And we are just getting warmed up here on the Overtime Show. As mentioned previously, we'll talk about the Southeastern 8th graders when we come back. Also, plenty of good soccer for you. And a little bit later, a big day for the Quincy University baseball and softball teams at home as well. Overtime continues next.
You're watching KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications.
Welcome back to Overtime, everybody. They had to dodge snowflakes in their season opener. Today, the Quincy High Blue Devils had to dodge a pair of exacting soccer tests to claim dominion over their own soccer invitational. Big win on Friday. Today got a little tougher in the morning game. Quincy High School taking on a really, really tough challenge in Moberly. Moberly ends up falling to Quincy High, though, as we go to that scoreboard. 1-0 would be your final. MJ Garkey with the lone goal, the golden goal in that ball game. Meanwhile, second game of the day, Quincy High School taking on Ladue. No score through the first half. Corner restart for Madison Cowman, and there is Jordan Eisenberg there to head it home neatly. That would be your only tally of the ball game, but it was a good one, and the golden goal would stand up nicely. We'll look at it again one more time as Miss Eisenberg gets cranium to soccer ball, punching that home and giving the Blue Devils a very effective win today. Very pretty goal. Quincy High School now 4-0 on the season, and as mentioned earlier, they claim their own tournament title today, winning 3 games, including a pair of 1-0 victories today. Good wins right there for the Blue Devils on the day. Well, the past, present, and future of Tri-State Wrestling was on display on the campus of Quincy Notre Dame on this Saturday. The Q&D Invitational welcomed in 103 wrestlers of all ages and pedigrees, given a chance to win a weight class championship in 4 different divisions, including the midget division, which are second graders and under. They may look cute, but they're dangerous as well, including my man right here, Devin Deming, who would get things done in his match today. First of all, working hard. This youngster, boy, he's got the biceps even pumping at his age. Working hard for the victory at the midget division. He was a champion today, as you will see him both with the near fall points and the pin eventually. Good for him. Other champions in the midget division included Wyatt Brown, Carter Cookson, and Ryan Mass. So congratulations to all of those gentlemen. Also in the junior division today, Ben Skaggs, Connie Hayes of Camp Point, Clayton Bully, who we'll see in a second, of Camp Point, and Carson Etter of St. Francis here in Quincy, also winners in the junior division. And there you see my man, you will know this name for many years to come, Donovan Deming, cinching in the pin. Good stuff from that young fella. He's good. Speaking of quality pins, we've got another one from a Quincyan. This is Garrett Tunget going to step up. He's going to show you his ability to seal the deal, and he's going to show you how he puts scapulas to mat coming up here in a second, as he was really effective as well. The celebrations are just about as much fun as anything in this thing. And look at Donovan. Kid's got the mohawk going, too. He's fierce. More to come right here from Garrett Tunget with the pin right there, working hard. He did not win a championship today, but looked really good when we saw him. Congratulations to him on a nice showing, as you will see the pinfall victory right here. Very textbook, very fundamental. Wrestling very well in the early age divisions, in the midget division as well right there. Moving back up to the junior division, this is Clayton Boley, a 5th grader, is going to secure the pin and get that done. We also had a high school division today. Many champions whose names you may well know, including Will Lucy from West Hancock, who you will see here in a second. Other champions today included Bryce Meyer of Fort Madison in their respective age classes, Stephen Wallace of Quincy High, Jared Straube of Quincy Senior High School, Tyler Biting of Keokuk, Gavin Mast of Quincy, Trenton Johnson of Fort Madison, Noah Ratliff of Hannibal, Lane Gray of Fort Madison, Kyle Messer of Hannibal, Matt Supernut of Macomb, Dakota Shaw of Keokuk, Stephen Mushold of Quincy Notre Dame, and Logan Teely in Pittsfield. Thanks to all who participated. Fun stuff today out in the wrestling as well. By the way, little make good for you last night. We didn't have a final score when the All-Star basketball game got done in Jacksonville. What a great comeback last night by the North squad, which didn't have a whole lot of size, but this was kind of a David versus Goliath story, and Goliath ended up losing as the North squad gets the win, 110-102. So congratulations to those fellas. We had a couple of really good players from Griggsville Perry and West Central, Griggsville Perry and Pittsfield, who were playing on that squad, and Beardstown as well. So congratulations to all those fellas as well. Well, earlier this week, and it was a big week, the 8th graders at Southeastern Junior High School carved out a piece of volleyball history for themselves. Our Josh McGee was on hand for that pinnacle moment and has this look back at the Suns' crowning achievement.
The Southeastern Suns traveled to Lewistown, Illinois to put their undefeated season on the line for a chance at a state championship.
After winning it last year, we had a lot of pressure. I guess I shouldn't say pressure, I should say expectations. We had a lot of expectations to do it again this year, and that's a lot to put on a bunch of girls in volleyball uniforms that are junior high kids.
After starting out hot, the Gardner Tigers started crawling back into the game, forcing the Suns to use a timeout.
He just said not to get worried, that we were doing fine. We had a couple errors that we usually don't make that hurt us a little bit, but just not to get down and keep playing our game.
You know, just kind of the same thing, just relax and go play like we're capable of playing. You know, they got a kind of a service going a little bit on us, and we had a little trouble with their serving, and they did some kind of unorthodox things and tipped the ball a little bit in the middle at us, and we had a little trouble picking that up. But, you know, just momentarily, just 2 or 3 different times where they had some stretches, but I thought overall we controlled the game pretty well and were able to right the ship when we needed to, and obviously pushed through in that first game. And then obviously we really played like we wanted to play in the second game and handled them pretty well.
He just told us that we needed to calm down and get our nerves like to normal, where we're okay and ready to go.
After winning the first game 25-19, the Suns dominated the second game, thanks in part to Fox's 11 service points. It was then time to hoist the trophy.
I was hoping we were going to be state champions before on the ride over here on the bus, but you know, you never know. And you know, we watched them on Saturday, and we felt like we could compete against them pretty well.
It feels great. I'm excited. It means I'm so excited. I would like to thank all the fans for coming out. That was a big help. We didn't realize that many fans were coming out, and it was great.
Josh McGee, KHQA Sports, Lewiston, Illinois.
And thank you, Josh, and thank you to the girls for another memory. Great stuff out of the volleyball program. Tim Kerr does a fantastic job. Every year, finds a way. Well, time now to unveil our third Con Communications Connection nominee for the month of March. As is our custom, we give you 4 or 5 outstanding sports couplings to deem the best of the month. Your vote alone determines the best highlight of all, and as added incentive, I should say. Oh, it's starting to come back on me now. As an added incentive for you to go to our website to cast your ballot, every single voter is thrown into the hat for a drawing that nets the winner a great prize package from Con Communications. This week, we had big fun on the soccer pitch from one Raylyn Charlton in America's hometown taking on Kirksville. She was a one-woman gang, 3 beautiful connections for goals, 2 of them off one-timers, to give the Pirates a hat trick alone from herself in the first half. She finished with 4. Don't see that very often. Raylyn, stand up, take a bow. You are our Con Communications Connection nominee number 3 for the month of March. Great stuff from her. And the Hannibal Pirates off to a really good start on the soccer pitch, so congratulations to them as well. When we come back, we'll catch you up on all the day's action on the College Diamond as well. That's next. We've got baseball going on today. Josh Raby's crew trying to take out Wisconsin Parkside. Already won the first game of the doubleheader. Good start in the second game. Mitch Broughton with a double to start the bottom of the first inning. That sets the table for Nick Tyndall. RBI single, ripped hard, and that's really all Matt McDaniel would need. He would do the rest on the hill while he and 3 relievers. But Matt McDaniel got off to a fabulous start in this game as he would combine with those 3 relievers for a 2-hitter on the day. Plenty of run support as well as the Hawks look really good behind this fella. 10 runs on the day in all. 10-1 the victory as Quincy University gets it done against Parkside in the second game in completing the sweep. The earlier game saw the Hawks end up winning 7-5. In that game, Nick Tyndall also had a home run and 3 ribbies to help spur the charge. More for you today. Peru State and Culver Stockton with a split in the second game. Culver Stockton gets a monster pitching effort today from one Cyrus Wimberly, who ended up with a complete game shutout and 11 strikeouts. That, my friends, is the definition of power pitching. Also, Hannibal LaGrange stays red hot today, beating Williams Baptist twice more for another sweep. 4-3 in the first game. In the second game, Keokuk's Luke Davis gets the win as the Trojans win that one 6-3. John Wood today continues to struggle with the bats. They've gone cold of late. and they lose 2 today against IC. 5-1 in the first, and in the second 4-3. This is the kind of day it was for Greg Wathan's crew. Just 7 total hits in that doubleheader. A little better day for Western Illinois, taking on Michigan in a weekend set. The Leathernecks lose the first game 6-1. In the second game, they win 2-1 to claim the series victory. Also in that game, Zach Burling, the pride of Illini West, 3 for 4 in the day, scored both of the runs in that ball game. So good showing there. Also good showing today for the Pardo boys at Illinois College. David Pardo gets the complete game victory. Matthew Pardo with 2 RBIs in that one. Tough day for Quincy University softball. Game 2 of their doubleheader, tied at 7. Bases loaded, tied at 3. Maryville, though, scores 2 on an errant throw to third base from the catcher. And that, my friends, puts Quincy University in a very precarious position in the top of the 7th, down 5-3 at that point. Lauren Francis, though, pitching well and getting herself at the end of this frame out of any further damage. She's going to pull off the strikeout here to end the frame. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Quincy University down by 2 after a Monica Gray triple. This is Emma Tops lining out to right field. This was the kind of day it was for the Lady Hawks. It looks very clearly like Monica Gray got in under the tag. Apparently she did not. It's the rare 9-2 double play, and Quincy University gets swept today by Maryville. 5-3 in the final game. In the earlier game today was Quincy University losing that one as well. More for you. Western Illinois with a sweep of Oakland today, 5-1 in the first game. In the second game, in the first game of the day, it was 4-3 with Western winning. Meg Kelly with a 2-run home run in that ball game. Also today, HLG softball team, a sweep of Mo Baptist. Kachina Hudson, the pride of Mark Twain, with a win in both ball games. In the first game, she also had a home run, the only run of the game to the cause. Kachina doing it all. Quincy University today in tennis on the women's side beats UIS pretty badly. 8-1 was your final there. I know Samantha Halfpap won a pair of matches in that one. And on the men's side, Quincy University, a loser by the final count of 4-5, or 5-4 if you will. Quincy Notre Dame's Ian Hincamper won his doubles match and his singles match at number 1, but there weren't many other victories for the Hawks after that. By the way, March Madness, my bracket is befuddled and ugly, but apparently Deborah from Hannibal's is not. Miss Deborah Waskowitz, I hope I pronounced that semi-close to right. She ended up winning the first round of our Hoops Madness contest at ConnectTriStates.com. Out of 514 players, she had the best first round score with 52. So next year, Deborah, you're filling out my bracket.